Yvan, thank you for taking the time to talk with me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
The last time we spoke was during COVID, which was a strange time,
That's
and it
right.
was around the Lockdown
Yeah,
album or releases. But since
that's
then,
right.
a lot has happened. So one of the things is now you are somewhat of a solo artist.
That's right. We were two, and now it's solo. Yeah.
So kind of jumping straight into it, what has it been like since your brother left the group?
Um, Actually, at the beginning, it was quite weird, because we started the project like 10 years ago together,
Sure.
and it has always been the two of us. So it was a bit strange at the beginning, but yeah, actually, I I was like, or I get into like a quite a depressed vibe because I'm
Sure.
now so, or I just move on and keep on doing the Yellowstraps projects, and that's what I chose. And in the end, I was glad, ended up with the very first album, and then yeah, I was very happy with it.
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, but your brother kind of stopped because he didn't like the industry and making music with certain expectations hovering over you guys. For you, what was the thing that made you decide, no, no, I still want to do this. This is something I love doing, and what was there something? Was it just the creativity that you can express? What was it that made you think, well, no, I got to continue this?
It's mainly because it's the thing that I love the most,
Okay.
making music, and also because we put like so much effort in
Mm.
the project and so much effort to be able to do music as a living. So that's why I was like I cannot quit. I cannot quit right now.
And then kind of the flip side of now going at it alone is, and I hear this a lot from solo artists. Now you don't have to worry about what somebody else is thinking. So was that liberating in a way as well, where now it's even though it's just you now,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want. You can put your own thoughts into everything that you do.
Yeah, actually, it was really easy to make music with my brother because we're quite the same. We listen to the same music and we have the
Okay.
same influences. But yeah, you're right. Actually, being alone, it's easier to be able to express yourself like freely, and it was really easier as well to try new things. It's only you, and you're able to go everywhere you want. And I'm pretty sure that it helped me to try new stuff
Sure.
and to be only how can I just say this, to yeah, to be able to trust myself. Yeah.
Your brother did most of the production before. So what have you learned about your own musical kind of yeah, likes and what you prefer in the music? Because I think you do a lot of the production now yourself. So what have you learned about what you like?
Actually, it was nice because I started like I used to produce a little bit before.
Hmm.
Then my brother like took all the production, did all the production, and then when he quit, I was like, okay, I have to go back into making music and production. And it was nice because I was able as well to try new stuff. Like I said, it was new stuff, like new way of singing, but also in the production. Like I was more curious to try new stuff
Mm.
because I think when I was with my brother, I was more yeah, I'm gonna let him do his thing.
Mm.
He's good at it, and it will be fine. But when he quit the project, I was able to just try stuff. I was like, I know that with my brother, he had his production skills, and I wanted to try new stuff.
What was the first song that you started writing that ended up on Tentacles?
Actually, it was the song Tentacle.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the very first one, and we were I remember it was like 3 or 4 years ago. We were at the Red Bull studio in Berlin, and in the morning we always used to like have our little breakfast time,
Mhm.
and they had the main studio room with a lot of instruments, and they had this huge marimba, and I just
Mm.
started jamming on it, you know, and then I did that melody that's in the song, and I was like, yeah, it sounds pretty nice. Let's just record it and just take a. We had our iPhone, we just recorded with the phone, and um, and then we took that recording and add a little bit on it. I tried like vocal stuff, and actually it was really natural. It was really easy to do it, and that was the first song, and it was in a different vibe than usual. And I was like, "Damn, actually, yeah, we can like try new stuff, and it's possible, you know."
Yeah, exactly. It must have been reassuring and gave you a bit of confidence that you okay, now I'm doing it alone now, but it still works. I can still come up
Yeah,
with something interesting.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Wh- When um when you had that song, were you thinking about an album or was that too far in the future?
yeah. It was a bit too far in the future. We were just like making new songs, um, just you know, just to see what we can do with it. But yeah, we were not into an album vibe at that time, and
Hmm.
it came a little bit later. Yeah,
Yeah, because well, I mentioned very briefly the Yeah Lockdown project where I think it was every week you made a new song with a different artist from all over the world.
yeah.
And now on Tentacles, there's also a lot of people that you work with. So what is it about collaborations for you that you like so much?
Mainly because since we started the project, Yellowstraps project, we were really into mixing a lot of styles together and to create like our own
Mm.
unique sound. And the collaborations help a lot because it's always something new. It's always like a mix between two different vibes, two different artists, and yeah, it helps to give a lot more creativity.
Mm. Let's jump in a couple of songs then because Flowing, for instance, with Sam Wise,
Yeah,
it's this is just my interpretation, but it's pretty much a personal song. One of the lines is "Love is the torture." So there's this idea about love and your own experiences with love, I suppose.
yeah.
How do you tell somebody like Sam about that song and what you want out of the kind of the idea or theme of that song?
But actually, it was funny because he we were in the studio in Paris, and he was in Paris too. So we just sent him a message like, "Yeah, just come over and let's
Mm,
just meet." Actually, because it was the first time we met, and we were listening to a couple of songs that we had so far. It was I think like 7 or 8 songs, and
mm.
yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I like the vibe, I like the vibe." But then we started playing Flowin', and it was like, "Damn, that one, I really like it. I really like the lyrics as well." And yeah, so he started just writing stuff on it, and took like 2 hours. Then he recorded it, and it was like amazing.
Okay.
So it was really yeah, natural. Yeah, it was nice.
For you, do you learn anything from working with these different types of artists, the way they approach the music, the way, for instance, so something like writing a song in 2 hours, do you write fast or do you pick up stuff from other people?
Actually, it depends. It depends, but I'm yeah. The writing process always like takes me a while. You know,
Okay.
it's more easy for me to find the right melody than to find the right lyrics. So it's really inspiring when you have an artist that comes in the studio and like uh, just write lyrics like quickly, then record it,
Sure.
and it's perfect. And it's a process that I actually never do, like just to first write and then
Mm.
to put the melody on it. So it was yeah really interesting, and it's something that um uh, I remember I told to myself like, yeah, you should try that. Maybe it can work as well. It can be different, and you can add like new vibe, new.
Hmm. And then the fact that you, well, with what you mentioned, and also that is now just you have to only have to please yourself. Does it make the album a lot more personal in a sense because you can put everything that's going on in your mind in the album?
Yeah, definitely, definitely because I wanted an album that is more about emotions and
Okay.
stuff, and it was easier to only talk about myself, talk about things that I experienced, and it was yeah, really easier when I say for example, the flowing track "Love is a Torture." You know, when I was with my brother, it's like it's different because maybe for him love is not a torture, you know,
Right.
and it was easier for me just to to express everything that I had in my mind.
What has been, because obviously COVID was 2 crazy years, and since then, what has been the kind of the most interesting thing that happened to you, or the most that you feel like, okay, I want to express this through music? Is it, was there a moment that you thought, okay, I'm gonna write about this?
I'm not sure. I see it more like a kind of a triptych because I
Mm,
started writing about a love for the project, the Blame EP that we released in 2018.
mhm.
Um, and but it was more uh, uh, like love sucks, and I was like, yeah, it sucks, and I didn't like I wasn't like searching why love sucks, you know. I wasn't like was more I'm gonna just say what I feel. And then we had the Gold Dress project where it was more like, okay, love sucks, but why? And then
Mm.
write about that. And I felt like this one was I feel like it's more like I accepted it, you know. Okay, love sucks, but that's life, you know. It's okay. And it's kind of a
Well,
story that ends, you know.
yeah, it's kind of the evolution of of your ideas of that, and it's very interesting because
Uh,
yeah, at some point you go, okay, love, and I agree, love is very difficult, but that's what makes it so special when it works, you know.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Was there any other song that you thought? Well, let me ask it differently. If we look at the songs on Tentacle, which one do you think you couldn't have made maybe 3, 4 years ago? Which one was the most experimental to you?
Um, I would say probably the track Champagne or maybe even Sorry, Sorry, Sorry.
Okay.
Um, because for that album I really wanted like I said to have like a lot of emotions, and for me I did it through like distorted synths and like guitars, you know, with saturated guitars, like to make it more deep and heavy. And that's something that I never did before. Uh, and yeah, and the track Champagne is also like the evolution of the track, and the production is like something for me really experimental and really new that I think I I never thought about this before, like to have
Mm.
this kind of vibe. And yeah, that's what makes it, I think, interesting. And that's what I loved in the process of the album.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you limit yourself at all in terms of what you use or what kind of sounds you use, or can it be anything?
Actually, at some point, I was like, let's try everything.
Mm.
And I remember a few songs. Uh, Actually, before that, I started like going on YouTube and check like all the new stuff, the new production stuff that you can do, like all the plugins, the new plugins,
Mm.
the vocal plugins and stuff. For the first time, I used Autotune, for example,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, you can actually do a lot. And for a few of the tracks, I remember the demos, they were like really too much, you know, like auto-tune, reverb, delays, and everything, harmonizer and everything. And but it was nice to do it because I was like, okay, I think that's the limit. I put it like too much, and now the idea is like to to remove all the stuff that it's not necessary.
Mm.
And yeah, it was actually it was a fun process. That album was a really fun process because I tried like a lot of stuff without any limits, and it helped to be more creative.
Yeah, I should say you get to explore, and even if there are some bad ideas, you can you try them out, and you realize, okay, that's not how you should do it, or this is I want to go in a different direction. So it's only helpful. You only learn from everything that you do then.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. And even like a bad idea for one song could be definitely a
mm.
good idea for another one. And that was nice.
Yeah, that's and but do you feel more pressure than now because it's all on you, or is it a good feeling? Do you feel pressure because it's now just you in a sense? So if it goes wrong, it's on you in a way.
That's yeah, I think yeah, I had a little bit of pressure because of that. But um I was yeah, I was like, yeah, let's not think about it too much and just do my thing. And yeah, it's always you always have a lot of pressure, even if you're a two or just solo. So yeah, you for me the best thing is not to overthink too much because it never helps to progress. But yeah, I felt a little bit of pressure, but I tried to to keep it
Just
on
not
the
think
side.
of it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your brother has heard the album. What did he say about it when he listened to it?
Yeah, he really loved it actually, and that was also good for me. It, it really helped me to be more confident about it,
Mm,
and because it was a new Yellowstraps vibe, I think I kept like the main Yellowstraps vibe, but I
sure.
add new stuff, and it was nice, it was cool for me to have his approval.
And because I saw you're going to have a release party in about I think a week's time from today, maybe the 9th of
Yeah,
February in is it
okay.
in the AB in Brussels?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So and this is again one of those things where now that you're alone, is it more difficult to get the sound that you have on the album to get that to the live stage?
For this album, it's a little bit more difficult than before because there's a lot more like effect on the vocals, a lot more deep moments, and yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to have the whole story live. Like to tell the same story when you hear the album, and to have the same vibe when you see it live. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's really interesting as well.
And the album has been released for a little bit now. So what have you what are the initial reactions like from people? What have you heard from fans and listeners?
Actually, that was really, really, really nice. And I had like a lot of unexpected, dope feedbacks.
Okay.
And yeah, it was really, it was amazing because when you're into it, you don't really know what people can think, You're like, okay, I'm gonna release it and hopefully people will like it. And yeah, so far it's amazing the feedback and the love that I have from people.
Final question then, because looking towards the future, then this is then the first album you made in this kind of in this way. Do
Yeah.
you see yourself? How do you see yourself evolving to the next level of what Yellowstraps will be? Are you going to continue to work on production on your vocals? What is it that you're focusing on?
Actually, hopefully, and that's something that we always wanted to do is that when we release a project, we want the next project to be like way better than the one before.
Right.
It's always hard at the beginning to do it because when we release project, we were like really proud about the project and we're like, yeah, this one is really good. And yeah, to start something new with that idea of doing better sometimes it could be hard, But yeah, if I can do better than this one, it would be amazing. Like to have like to try new stuff, even more to have a even more hybrid type of sound. Uh, that would be amazing. Even more bigger collaborations. Um, yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, well, what is the dream in a way? Well, how ambitious are you? Very ambitious?
Uh, I think so.
Hmm.
I think so, but without being like too much uh, uh, in my mind, about that. But yeah, I have quite few dreams. Like I think my main dream would be to be able to travel all around the world thanks to my music. Like to have a tour everywhere in the world. Like I imagine sometimes myself like, yeah, I imagine a day if we do like an Asia tour or a US tour or
Yeah.
maybe during 1 year do a tour all around the world. That would be dope. And during the tour, like collaborate with dope artists in those places. That would be, I think, my main dream.
Sounds very good, and I think Tentacles is the first step in that direction. So I wish you all the best with it.
Thank you so
And
much.
Yvan, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. Yeah, like I said, best of luck with everything, and
Thank you
have
so
fun next
much.
week.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.